with girls. It's not acceptable in the community. So we just got to work along with that and work the best thing. I find sometimes when there are persons who, let's say, they claim they were friends, because I have had situations where people tell me that they are married. She's my wife, only to find out that they are just friends. What they want the Job Corps to do is to provide an avenue, like a special set of apartments, so that they could stay there, so that they could, and part of my argument is, if you want that kind of situation, are you going to pay for it? You know, we are doing the feeding, taking care of your food, taking your clothes. You mean that we are going to have to give you a free place to have sex as your own freedom? They're not paying anything to be there, so they've got to give up deny some of their own desires and feelings. And I know it's tough. How I did it when I was younger, my argument is the church played a lot of role in my life. And sometimes when people say, well, you're all young, it's like, I've had to learn to control myself. And yeah. So that's how we deal with this whole sex issue. Be fair, let people know exactly you can't do so and so, and if you're caught, then these are the consequences. And that's how they've been trying to deal with it. That's how they've been dealing with it.
So how do the people, I mean, if you go in and catch somebody having sex, how do they act to you after you bust them? I mean, do they look at you different, you know what I'm saying? Do they look at you different or treat you different after you?
If you bust them and catch them having sex, my personal experience has been, because there are many other experiences.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to mind is that, don't talk about it, please. Don't report this. Man, we're just having a good time, man. It's not all the while, it's the first time. The first time it happened, I was kind of a soft-hearted and thought that, you know, okay, I'm giving you a good talk about it and let it loose, and hope that they wouldn't say anything more about it. Hello? The next day I came in, it was almost all over campus. Mr. Smythe saw us having sex and didn't write us up. Man, for that day onwards, everybody gets written up. After that, sometimes it doesn't really matter to them, to be honest. I mean, there are a couple students that I caught and it's like, so what? There's no sorry that we did it. You don't become anything. Okay, remember he caught us before. It's like,
it's just a matter of they got caught.
Yeah, and it's not that they're wrong about it. It's just, hey, you caught me, so, and I may catch them now. Somebody else catch them again, and it's like, hey, you know, one student told me, hey, when I'm at home, man, because when I'm at home, I just bring my girl in, and even my parents are there, bring my girl into my house, have sex, and that's it.
So in short, how would you describe your entire Job Corps career?
So far, challenging, learning, rewarding. It's stressful at times, but overall it has been good. I have been able to share of myself, which is what I think I went there for. To help, to share some different values to some of these students, and I hope that they will remember sometime down the road.
You think you'll be doing this job for a long time to come
I
yet?
don't promise anybody that's going to happen. Right now, we've just had a change of company, and the honest truth is, if I can find a job, because what it means now is you got to go back to your old station. I'm not getting back my same job position, my same position. It means I've got to go back to a same position I was before at far lesser price. Economically, it's not, I mean, it has some benefits by staying here, but no, I don't think I want to stay. I want to be honest, I really want to go back to the pastorate. I want to get back in the ministry. I think that passion is one of those things that drove me here to study, because I was planning on going back home and becoming involved back in church, the diversion is what I call it, is the call to restore to where I was, my involvement with people. And it's not to say that I felt I've lost anything. I've gained a lot. But I really think I'd like to get back in the ministry. That itself might pose some other challenges. That may pose some other challenges. Because the challenge is that I'm not certain how churches deal with me being a 55-year-old male. How it's going to work out in terms of racial issues. The question is, would a white church want to accept me? Or would a black church accept me knowing I'm not from Jamaica, from America? All of those things begin to play into games. And then, if I decide to start something, where's that going to be? Is that going to be here in the Midwest, or am I going to go back to places like Florida or to New York? All of those questions are part of what's going on in my part of my struggle right now. And in the last couple of weeks, I'm making a more intent effort on establishing myself in that area, because I've had quite a bit of training in those areas, and I'd love to get back.
So if you think you went back into ministry, you think
in the pastoral ministry,
you think you would, due to your Job Corps experience, work with children or adults?
It would be good for me to work with adults. I'm not sure that we understand. Sometimes we say we want to reach people who don't know God, whatever. And I'm not certain we understand what we're talking about. The Job Corps experience has been one of them that says, if you really want to reach people, you got to be where people are. And sometimes being where people are is not an easy thing, because it means you've got to relearn a lot of stuff that you've learned before, or you got to put off some of these stuff. There's a lot of adjustment involved in this. You know, for example, as I said, I'm working with kids that they've been on the street, man. I don't know what that means, to be honest. I've never been there. I've never been in a situation where I've never had a place to go, whatever. I've never been involved in gangs, never been involved in drugs and all that stuff. It's like, what are you talking about? You know, it's. But at least what I've gained will help me to especially in my teaching classes and in teaching the Bible, to make a different kind of interpretation to these. So it's not just some lofty concept, but it's like helping people to grapple with how is it that we are going. You know, we're talking about this United States as being multicultural. The truth is, do we really want it? Or do we want to have a multicultural station where we only have people of our own kinds, but we are willing to go and help somebody else? You know, do we really want them? Do we want them to be a part of our own organization? You know, these are some of the issues I have to wrestle with. You start working in a church where you have a variety of cultural people. Ethnicity is different. How do you represent these people, especially at the leadership level? Can a totally Caucasian leadership lead people who have other culture? Or can a totally, whatever culture that is, Hispanic, be leaders when there are African Americans, Caucasians, whatever? You know, when it comes to leadership roles, how do you blend that? And how do you reach out to, you know, with our a lot of little stuff about privacy?